Hello everyone, my name is Deron Cristopher from 73 High School, North Jakarta. Good morning to adjudicators. Today I stand proudly to support the motions in areas prone to disasters. This House believes that state should prioritize disaster mitigations over relocations. So before I continue, let me define the key terms. So, disaster mitigation is a series of actions taken to reduce the risk and impacts of disasters. These can include physical development such as building dams, sea walls, or evacuation routes, and also educating people so they are more prepared for disasters. Meanwhile, relocations is one form of mitigations where people or public facilities are permanently moved from dangerous areas to safer place, either before or after a disaster happens. So ladies and gentlemen, I support these motions because mitigations helps people to protect and maintain the areas they already have. Many communities choose to stay in their hometowns because they have a strong sense of belonging. They have family history, they have culture, they have jobs, they have social relationships there. When people continue living together in the same areas, solidarity and community support become stronger. This is important, of course, during and after disasters. Now, let me move to my first argument, the negative impacts of relocations. Relocations can happen before or after a disaster, right? And however, if relocations is done after a disaster, it means this disaster has already happened and people have already suffered losses, trauma, or even death. In these situations, relocations does not truly prevent the disaster's impact because the damage has already occurred. Furthermore, relocations requires new lands for housing and infrastructure. This often causes land conversions such as turning forests, farms, or natural areas into settlements. In today's world, where global warming and environmental are already serious problems, this can make conditions even worse. Instead of reducing disaster risk, land conversions can actually create new risks such as floods, landslides, and environmental destructions. Relocations also threatens people's livelihoods. The new place may not provide the same economic opportunities. For example, imagine a fisherman being moved to the middle of a city. What can he do with his skill there? His experience and knowledge may no longer match the environment around him. Not only that, economic activities that already existed in the old area can disappear. Markets, customers, workplaces, and transportation system may not exist in the new locations. Even government services and public administration office may not be easily accessible for relocated communities. Now, if relocation is done before a disaster, there are still many problems. The government may rush the relocation process because they are afraid. They are afraid of the disaster will come soon. But large construction projects always face obstacles such as limited budget, unfinished infrastructure, and poor planning. As a result, relocated communities may end up living in areas that are not fully ready or suitable. And once again, all economic activities and social systems that people build for years must start from zero in a completely new place. Now, I would also like to respond to a possible argument from the opposing side. They may say about, but if people stay and only rely on mitigation, there will still be casualties, right? Our response is simple, that mitigation is not about doing nothing and waiting for disaster to happen. Good mitigations includes early warning systems, stronger infrastructure, disaster education, evacuation training, and emergency preparation. These measures that can greatly reduce causalities while still allowing communities to keep their homes, to keep their jobs, to keep their culture and social connections. Moreover, relocations also cannot guarantee complete safety, right? Safe areas today may still face future disasters due to climate change and environmental problems. Therefore, strengthening mitigations is a more sustainable and realistic solution. In conclusion, relocation creates many social, economic, and environmental problems. It can destroy livelihoods, weaken communities, and create new environmental risks. On the other hand, disaster mitigations helps communities stay prepared, stay united, and continue protecting the places they call home. For those reasons, we firmly believe that states should prioritize disaster mitigations over relocations. Thank you.